listen, we're about to figure out why this monkey has no respect for squirrels. That's a crazy, you know what I'm saying, accusation. So let's find out.
So when the metal hit his mug, he just sunk in place. 100K Holla, chillin' Bahamas. Come home to your crib and throw in your mama.
What is good, HollaSquad? We are, you know what I'm saying, the Lilies squad on the YouTube platform. This is the day we are back with another reaction, and we're reacting to Hood, Nature, just kidding, Casual Geographic, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if y'all like the videos, head to his TikTok, link down below, you know what I'm saying? But we're about to figure out why some monkeys is out here trying to give the paws to some squirrels. Maybe they're not fighting, but they ain't got no respect for them, all right? But before we hop into this, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and let's get into this. See what we got here. Oh, my man just smacked him.
So there's actually a legitimate reason why they do this. First of all, that is a lion-tailed macaque, and that is a giant purple squirrel. Two weird animals, but they do have one thing in common. They both have a hard-on for this fruit. That is a jackfruit, and squirrels are able to use their sense of smell to find them in the trees.
Okay.
But the jackfruit is only edible when it's ripe, and only the squirrels can tell the ripe from the unripe ones. So the macaque will follow the squirrel and let it lead it to the forbidden fruit, and then carefully persuade the squirrel to share.
Oh, cuz it's out. He trying to find a drop on it. I got the from a flex. Come on now, King Von, sing the lyrics. My man done got the drop on him. He said, all right, look, we're going to follow him to the spot. And when he pull up to get the stuff, it's when we hop out. This man's a demon.
By slapping the taste out its mouth. The macaque will deliver 5 fingers to the face until the squirrel backs off, which is when this disrespectful primate eats the fruit the squirrel found. Only when the macaque is done can the squirrel get the leftovers. The squirrel does all that work just to get its pockets taken by a primate at the end.
That's crazy.
It's like if taxes had hands and knew how to use them. As a society, we should be more afraid of orangutans. Because if this ginger-flavored refrigerator ever decides to Planet of the Apes us, we're I'm gonna ignore the fact that the biggest ones can weigh 200, 300 pounds and probably phone book rip a grown man in half.
That's crazy.
Let me tell you a story on why we should be more afraid of them.
Ain't no way
So
she's sitting that close to that.
Nebraska, the zookeeper showed up in the morning and found 5 of the orangutans just chilling outside their enclosure. Someone forgot to lock the enclosure, so they brought them back in, no big deal.
On God, bro, listen, if I walk into the zoo and the animals is outside, I'm turning back around. I don't get paid enough. Go find the people who capture these animals. Tell them to capture them again and put them in a cage, because I ain't going for it.
Except it happened again with the zookeepers finding the orangutans posted outside like Thanos in Endgame. It just kept happening to the point where the head keeper was ready to put someone on unemployment. It's until they found out why. There was an orangutan named Fu Manchu who had found a lockpick and bent it so he could use it as a key to unlock the maintenance door. The reason it took so long to find out is because he hid the lock between his gum and lips where nobody would be crazy enough to look. Sometimes he'd free all of his friends, and while the orangutans were running around the zoo, Fu Manchu would go back to his enclosure and act innocent. It's a cute story, until you realize a 300-pound orange Bigfoot that decides when he wants to leave could easily put anybody in the zoo on CNN if he wanted to. Nature made them gentle giants, but if they ever decide to choose violence, coffins are going to be on wholesale.
Hey, listen, Fu Manchu, that's the name? Hey, listen, Harambe walked so Fu Manchu could sneak out and catch bodies. All right, this is crazy.
This guy has a plan, and I do not like it.
All right, check it.
That is an American woodcock, and fun fact, they have some of the greatest nicknames of any bird. According to Wikipedia, it also answers to the timberdoodle, the bogsucker, and the hokum-poke. The wild timberdoodle can be found all across the eastern half of North America. Now for the dance walking, it's believed they do this to catch food. They eat mostly earthworms, and they'll stick and probe their bill into the soil and slurp up any worms they find. And by walking slowly and stepping hard with their feet, it causes any worm below to fear for its life and move around in the soil, which makes it easier for the timberdoodle to find lunch. And It's probably true because these birds are most active early morning and early evening, which is when the worms do the most and easiest to catch. The more you know.
Why they walking and humping like that? That's crazy. Oh. Ooh. That kitty dead, boy.
This is a thing that happens. Eagles will drag and drop goats off cliffs and then let them fall to their death.
That was a goat.
That was a golden eagle, and just for the record, it can have an 8-foot wingspan. This guy is 7. Not to mention this demon Tweety has talons strong enough to break bones in your hand and crush a monkey's skull. Not only that, but this flying Bundy will hunt full-grown deer, baby caribou, and as you've seen, goats. Problem is, goats ain't soft, and one kick could break their hollow bones and cripple the bird for life. So instead, if a golden eagle ever catches a goat slipping, first it'll grab it with those vice grips across feet and attempt to yeet them off the cliff, even though the goat can weigh more than they do. They don't let go until the last second, sending the goat free-falling without a parachute. It was definitely manslaughter, but by letting the goat get clapped by—
Hey, fam about to take mad fall damage, alright? mad fall damage.
Gravity, this feather felon gets a free meal without having to risk its own life. But goats aren't the only victim. Eagles have been known to airdrop tortoises from hundreds of feet in the air until the shell shatters on the ground below. And allegedly, one eagle turned a man into a name on a stone after it dropped a tortoise on the back of its head. Goat got hit with a real
That's
life
tough.
shell. Also, this steroid homicide pigeon has been known to attack wolves and run fades with foxes because they don't discriminate. Anyone can get the smoke. They live by no morals and answer to no god, and they probably could be putting people on shirts if they really
Is that a
want.
kid? Did that thing just pick up a kid?
And they
I don't know what I would do if some big old eagle came and scooped my kid up. All right, if I ain't got no weapon on me, I have no clue what I'm gonna do.
probably could be putting people on shirts if they really wanted to. Billions. We've spent billions of dollars trying to explore space when the real ET is happening right in the ocean. This alien is actually crinoid, which is a type of echinoderm, which is just a fancy scientific way of saying this thing is related to starfish, sea urchins, and sea cucumbers. The free-swimming ones are called feather stars. But like all adults, eventually they have to settle down and be boring, and once they're attached to the seafloor, they're known as sea lilies. They feed by snatching whatever plankton mess around and touch those arms, and when they do, the arms push them towards a feeding groove where they get propelled towards the mouth like a conveyor belt. And because the ocean is a f***ing simulation, the longest crinoid fossils ever found were 130 feet long, and in case you don't understand what that is, the largest giant squid ever caught was 43 feet, and the biggest blue whales are just under 100. Matter of fact, this prehistoric starfish on steroids would have been almost half the length of the Statue of Liberty. Some old heads too, with some fossils believed to be over 340 million years old, meaning they came up when Saturn was single because they're
Listen, keep me on the concrete, okay? Oh my God!
older than its rings. The feather star is able to swim even though it doesn't have eyes or a brain, meaning I'm officially out of excuses. They use instincts to swim, with their arms propelling them forward. My dad tried to teach me through instinct by throwing me in the pool. Instead, he almost got a baptism and an abortion for the price of one. If the feather star loses an arm to an op, they can always grow it back, and some species have 150 arms to spare. The only off thing about them is that their mouth is literally right next to their anus, which literally sucks ass. But other than that, this breaststroking body snatcher is actually pretty cool.
If it don't got a brain and it don't got eyes, I'm actually at a loss for words. But all I can say is I ain't going close to no body of water no time soon.
Hello.
All right, cuz look like you got any games on your phone?
She's a stronger person than me, because my soul would have filed for divorce the moment this thing pulled up on my address. This goat has a plan, and it is not a good one. From the look of those soul-sapped eyes, closing the door might slow it down, but it won't stop it. Anyway, this is a Mancha Goat. They look like they don't have ears, but they do. It's just that the outer part is basically non-existent. Also, it looks possessed because they have rectangles for pupils. But to be fair, having this helps them watch out for predators even while eating. And speaking of eating, even though they look like the spawn of Satan's barnyard, they're perfectly harmless because they mostly eat shrubs, herbs, and small trees.
Okay.
Except this guy. He eats souls and he finna go grocery shopping. Bro posted up like a Jehovah's Witness, but instead of speaking of the Lord, he looks like he'd rather just take you to him. Those are the eyes of a goat that is not afraid of hell.
This is how
That is
flamingos
crazy.
feed their young.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that looks really bad, but it's not what you think. It's not a flamingo putting another one on the news, they're both trying to feed its baby. Flamingos use crop milk to keep their chick alive for the first couple of weeks, and both the male and female do this. Crop milk obviously isn't actual milk, but it's the lining of the bird's crop, which is where they store food before it's digested. The gut juice is also high in protein and
That's
fat,
crazy.
even red and white blood cells, which is basically the bird version of giving your baby vitamins for its immune system. Penguins and pigeons do the whole crop milk thing too.
All right, Casual Geographic, I got one for you. I need you to see if you can figure this out. All right, anybody else in the comments know the question or the answer to this, y'all let me know. Why do flamingos stand on one leg? You gonna break the internet with that one, bruh, because I done did some research, not a lot, some, and I ain't getting no answers.
I'm gonna go ahead and answer two questions you probably already have. Number one, the reason it's red is because they're dyed, and feeding the chick red milk actually causes the parents to lose color, which they get back once the chick starts eating on its own. And number two, the reason the flamingo on top is just spilling it on the other's head, I have no idea. To be fair, flamingo's brain is smaller than its eyeball, so they're probably just a little confused. Which is a nice way of saying they're just a special kind of stupid. Lights are on, but ain't nobody home. This lizard can shrink its bones. This baby Godzilla is a marine iguana, and they're the only lizards that actually go out into the ocean. And even though it looks like it should be getting ready to put another
That's
video on,
Godzilla,
they're
bruh.
actually harmless and eat mostly seaweed and algae. The problem is, at least once a year, the waters get warmer and destroys the red and green algae that the iguanas like to eat, which causes a lot of them to starve and become a hashtag. So to stay alive, some of the iguanas will shrink and they can become up to 20% shorter. That would be like a 6-foot man waking up a pair of heels short of 5 feet. Many scientists believe they're able to reabsorb their own bones, which is what causes the shrinkage. Now, the reason they do this is because the smaller they are, the less food they need and the less energy they have to waste trying to find it.
That is
Once
crazy,
the water
bruh.
gets cooler and the algae comes back, the iguana goes back to normal size. Moral of this video: we eat less to lose weight, and they lose length to eat less. Listen here, I'm about to tell you 5 things you did not know about the octopus.
All right, come on
Number
with
1,
it.
you know how the man of war is basically a jellyfish on juice? That can have you looking like you got 50 shaded. Well, the octopus will strap up by arming themselves with the tentacles of the man of war and swing them at any predator or op that tries to press them. Basically, using the disembodied venom arms the same way a corner store junkie might use a broken beer bottle as a weapon. Number 2, they have post-nut clarity so bad it literally kills them. After the he-puss hits for the first time, he pretty much goes into the octopus version of dementia. Symptoms include not eating, body lesions, uncoordinated movements, and the skin around his eyes retract.
Bro, ain't no way, bro. You get your first pizza, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, you just lose your mind? Listen, thank God I'm not octopus, because I need those memories right here, you dig?
This is called senescence, and it means he falls apart from the inside until either a predator puts him out of his misery or he starves to death. Our boy Squirrels has 2 choices in life. He can either live a virgin or die a man. Number 3, octopus will throw hands at fish right in the dome piece, and with 8 arms, there's plenty of hands to go around. We used to think they did this as a defensive response, but now it's believed they do it purely out of spite. Number 4, octopus will team up with other fish while hunting, and they often choose groupers as partners. They work together and reap the benefits. Sometimes the octopus will switch up enticing the fish right in the head, but now we believe they do it to keep the fish honest. It's not confirmed, but it's believed that they smack around their hunting partners to keep them in line and keep them from cheating them out of food. Who knows, maybe the octopus got screwed over by his last fish friend and works through his...
Bro, we thought the Crips, the Bloods, you know what I'm saying? We thought the gang wars, you know what I'm saying? Here was bad. All right? The 5 families of the mafia. We thought those was bad, all right? They got a whole different type of gang banging in the ocean, all right? SpongeBob better duck low, cause listen. Let me find out Squidward really about that life.
He was trauma by uppercutting his current partner. And number 5, octopus are members of a group called cephalopod, which is also part of a group called gastropods, which includes snails and slugs. Meaning Squidward and Gary are actually related. And yeah, that boy Squidward is actually an octopus. Man's got misspecied by his own moms. You hate to see it. So I said this was one of the smallest primates in the world, but I never said what was the smallest. That title belongs to this little guy right here. This is a mouse lemur. It's probably the cutest animal you've never heard of. And if you have, it's probably because of this guy. As you can probably guess, this baby-faced tree jockey lives in Madagascar. There's different types of them, but the smallest of them all is the Madame Berth's mouse lemur, and at about 1.1 ounces, most of them weigh less than a pencil. They also have by far the smallest brain of any primate, and at about 2 grams, it weighs about as much as a paperclip. Which explains why Mort is half a century with the mind of a toddler. These Morts of the world eat small insects, fruits, flowers, nectar, and sometimes each other. But they get bodied by almost everything, and one of their biggest ops are the Fusa. Apparently there's a good part of the internet that didn't know this actually existed. Mouse lemurs avoid becoming Fusa food by hiding in trees all day. Also, lemurs in general have learned to recognize the alarm calls of birds and then do the dash whenever they hear them. I forgot to mention this, but more specifically is a Goodman's mouse lemur. In case you were curious, King Julian is a ringtail and that boy Maurice is an eye. I don't really have a joke to end the video, so here's a baby mouse lemur.
And those look like little kittens. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, listen, I feel thoroughly educated after this. All right, my man taught me that the octopus be down in the ocean throwing Joey daddies. All right, not only that. Listen, orangutans. I was scared of gorillas. All right. I went to Busch Gardens. I tell this story a lot on this channel. I went to Busch Gardens, but the day before I went to Busch Gardens, I watched National Geographic, all right? And I seen these 4 gorillas jump another gorilla, all right? Like he disowned the set, all right? And they was picking the gorilla up with one hand and flinging that man like a loaf of bread. It was crazy. And I thought in my head, like, that gorilla is 5 times heavier than me. And my man is swinging it like it's a Walmart plastic bag. What would gorillas do to me? All right. And you remember you used to watch cartoons to be like, let me take my mind off this before I go to sleep. I turn on Disney Channel and guess what's on? Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, a show about, you know what I'm saying, jungle animal. It was all bad, bro. I went to Busch Gardens the next day, petrified. All right. They talking about let's go see the gorilla exhibit. Like, actually, I'm going to stay right here and pay for another $32 chicken strip. Why y'all go do that? But y'all let me know how y'all felt about this video. What was the most important, interesting fact you found out? And until next time, we out of here.